Welcome to this episode of Cappuccinos and Curriculum.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Last week on Cappuccinos and Curriculum, I shared my 15 favorite things for school. So I thought this week I'd share my 15 favorite things for home. Don't forget to sign up for my email list so you can be the first to know some tips, tricks, organization hacks, and all things elementary, life skills, special education. There's a link down in the description, so go ahead and click that and sign up for my email list. All right, so I'm gonna start us out in the kitchen with my favorite things in my kitchen. All right, so I know how I talk about I'm big on classroom organization, and I also try and keep my home as organized as possible because it makes things so much easier to find and get what you need. So my first favorite thing are containers, of course. So I have different types of containers that I wanna share with you, and I'm gonna start with my drawers. All right, so this is like my gadget drawer, and I have these containers in here that keep everything separated and organized. I sort of have them in categories. So like these are measuring things. These are those random gadgets that really only work for like one or two things. I have a food scale if I need that. I haven't tried these yet, but these are to make hard-boiled eggs in the microwave. So if I try those, I'll let you know how that goes. Can opener, jar opener, anything I need. And then I've got all of the like spatulas and things like that in here, and my cling wrap. I also use those same type of drawers to organize my utensils. So I have my forks, my spoons, and the big ones and the small ones match up. Then I have my butter knives and my wine stuff right here. And I also use those same containers in my junk drawer. So this is my junk drawer, and you can see it's pretty well organized. I have writing utensils, things like that. I've got extra keys. This is kind of like the junk space of the junk drawer. Sewing kit. I have my address book, gift cards, things like that, Gorilla Glue, and other type of hanging things, chargers. This is some wax for a wax melter, any type of paperwork that I need, and then I have my medicines in here as well. So this is my coffee and tea station setup. This is my Keurig. It's the one that makes cappuccinos. So on the top, it has just your regular coffee, but it has an option to make lattes and cappuccinos and do the espresso shot, and you can make it strong or not. And then right over here is a milk frother, so you can make cold milk if you like iced coffee. Not a fan of iced coffee. And then they have a button for latte if you want more milk and less foam, and they have a button for cappuccino if you want more foam. So this is one of my favorite things, and then I'll just quickly show you my setup. So I put cinnamon, allspice, some sort of creamer or milk, and honey in my coffee. And then I keep my coffee in these containers. These are old coffee containers that my grandma had, so I use these. And it also holds one of my other favorite things, which is the Green Mountain Pumpkin Spice Coffee. Right now, this is the only coffee I am drinking. That's what I have in my cup right now. And that's what I put the cinnamon, allspice, and honey, and it tastes like fall in a cup. And so that is my favorite coffee and my favorite coffee machine, my Keurig. So when I was showing you my coffee, you saw the little containers the allspice and cinnamon was in. That is another one of my favorite containers. I use them for practically everything. So these are the OXO pop containers. You can get them at the Container Store or on Amazon. I'll put a link to the Amazon down below. I love them because you just pop it and it opens. And when you close it, it seals it up all nice and tight. So they have these small ones, which I use for my spices. They've got these bigger ones, which I put my different collagen, protein powder, bone broth, and then I also have some granola in here. And then they also make bigger ones. This one obviously has my cashews in it. I love cashews. Same thing. I've got this tall one for my pasta. And then I also use them for things other than food. So this is like my cookie decorating catch-all. And it works just the same. It's a great container and it keeps everything organized. And then my last favorite kitchen thing isn't actually in my kitchen. It's in my dining room, but I wanted to share it anyway because I love it. So this is my centerpiece. It matches perfectly with my dining room and kitchen set. Everything is black and red. And it is from the Etsy shop Branch and Bloom. I'll link her shop in the description as well. And I actually had her custom make this one for me to match everything. But I also have one of hers that's fall and one of hers that's Christmas, so I can swap it out. And I love it. I used to buy fresh flowers, but they're so hard to keep up with and they die. And, you know, it's just a bit of a mess when it comes time to clean them up. And I love having a centerpiece on the table because if I take this off, the table just looks really plain. But when you put it on, it just like elevates it to the next level. So I love having this centerpiece on. And like I said, I have 2 others of hers. So I definitely recommend checking out Branch and Bloom on Etsy and checking out her shop and looking at her centerpieces and her wreaths. So the next category of my favorite things are subscriptions. The first subscription I want to tell you about is Owlcrate. I love reading YA or young adult novels personally. I don't teach that age group, but I just love reading those books. So I stumbled across Owlcrate on Instagram, and they also now have an Owlcrate Junior, which I haven't got yet, but it's definitely something I want to look into. But anyway, each month they send me this box filled with bookish goodies. So you get all sorts of different things in the box, and you get a new release book. So just a few examples of some of the things I get. This month we got this candle. We get a lot of candles and they smell really good and they relate to different book series. We also got socks. They send socks often. I love the socks they send, so I have tons of their socks. They're super comfy. This month we also got some book plates. So all of my books I can personalize and put my name on them so I don't lose them. And then we got a wood print based off of This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. I love that book. It's a little series, so definitely check that out. But this is super cute. And then each month you get a monthly pin. They started out with just little like button pins, and now they've moved to enamel pins. So each month you get this like collector's enamel pin, and I have all of mine hanging on these little pin banners. And then like I said, you get a book, and all of the books now are Owlcrate exclusive books. Some of them have like the nice edging, and they've gotten to the point now where all of the books are signed by the author. And you really only are basically paying for the book and you get all this extra stuff with it. So if you love reading YA novels, I definitely recommend checking them out. Just be forewarned, they put a lot of first books in series. So I get hooked in all these series and I end up reading oodles of books. So for example, the Hazelwood was one they put in, and that was the first book in a series. But because they're new releases, the second one wasn't out yet. So then you end up waiting and waiting for these books to come out, but it's awesome. I'm already on the second book of a different series that they included, and I just love all the picks they put. So if you love YA novels, definitely check out Owlcrate. All right, my next favorite subscription is Annie's Crochet Club. It's a block of the month club. So each month, starting with the first month you get the stitch guide, so it like helps you learn all the different stitches you have to know. They send you the crochet hooks you need, needle for finishing, and they send you all of the yarn you need for the 3 blocks you're gonna make that month. And then you get the patterns for each of the 3 blocks, and each month you get 3 additional blocks until month 11. So you'll finish month 10 with 30 blocks for an Afghan, and then month 11 they give you the stuff to finish and put it all together, so at the end you have an Afghan. So this is month 1, working on blocks 1, 2, and 3. And I have been working on these. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram and have seen some of the stories, but I'm struggling a little bit. But the awesome thing is they have video tutorials that you can access if you become a block of the month club member. So I'm definitely gonna be checking out those videos to make sure my blocks and everything look okay. But I'm super excited to share my progress and have an Afghan that looks like this at the end of 11 months. And then my last favorite subscription is actually something that my dad got me into, and it is all about wine. So it is the WSJ, the Wall Street Journal Wine Club, and you get, I believe it's 12 bottles? Can't remember exactly because my dad and I split it, but you get bottles of wine and you can pick red or white. I'm a red wine drinker and so is my dad, so we get the reds. And then you get wine every couple of months. I think it's like every 3 months or something like that. And you get all this wine and you get duplicates. So you get, I believe it's 12 unique ones, and then you get some duplicates. So my dad and I always share the duplicates. And then I have this and I am ready to go and have my wine delivered right to my house. Because, you know, we're teachers and sped prep. We've got our coffee for our sped prep. And when we're done, we grab that good old glass of wine. And with the wine subscription, one of my other favorite things that's actually in the kitchen that I forgot to mention is my wine fridge. It's actually one of those like soda cooler fridges, but you can use it for wine. So I have the wine fridge that holds all of my wine, keeps it at a nice temperature, and it's super small. It's not like one of those big, massive ones that's like the size of a fridge. And I found it on Amazon. So I will show that to you and link that down below in the description. So this is the wine fridge. You can turn a light on, you can turn the light off, you can change the temperature, and then it holds a decent amount of bottles. So it holds 24 bottles at a time. And then I always keep the current bottle I am working on right in the front there so I can grab it easily. But it's awesome because everything stays the correct temperature. And like I said, it doesn't take up too much room. So for reference, this is my kitchen island and that is the wine fridge. And finally, I just want to share some of my favorite random things I have around the house.
All right, so some of my random favorite things that I have around my house include my new favorite facial cleanser. It's from Dermalogica, and it is specifically for redness relief. So I get really red in my cheeks, and I went and got a facial, and they used this during my facial, and I could not believe how quickly it worked and took the redness off of my cheeks. So I ended up getting this to take home, and I use it twice a day, every day, and it really actually helps really well with my redness. I was super surprised with how quickly it, got rid of the redness. I mean, there's still like ever so slightly every once in a while some redness, but it's nowhere near like it was before. And I don't have eczema or rosacea or anything like that on my cheeks. I just have like regular redness, and this has really helped with that. My next favorite thing is also something I use on my face. It is my primer. It is the Tarte Pore and Prime Balm. So this is one of the new ones I have, and this is the one I'm currently using. So it is like a cream-based primer, and I use this before I put my makeup on. I used to use like the gel primers, and then I used a more like moisturizing type primer, and I find that this one works the best. I've had the best luck with it. I actually even switched my mom over to it. I like it so much, and I ended up buying out Ulta's stock recently, so I'd have a bunch since, we're still currently stuck at home. But when you get it new, this is what it looks like. As you saw, my other one was very well used, and it comes with a little sponge to help you put it on with. But I use this every day before I put on my foundation, and it just makes my foundation go on much smoother and makes my skin look more natural and less like I have makeup on. Another beauty care item that I love is my Rossi Glam Powder, especially in this time right now where, going to the nail salon is just not really an option. So I went and got these in the nail salon, and you can see they're very grown out. And I just ordered some new base so I could do my nails myself. It's really easy to use. I definitely recommend watching some of the videos first before you use this. But this one is obviously white. I have a couple of different colors on it, but it's very simple. You put on a base coat, you dip your finger in, you let it dry, you do it as many coats as you want. I don't recommend more than 3. and then you know, file it, buff it, and put your top coat on, and you're good to go. And they last pretty long. I think the longest I've got out of one was like 2.5 weeks, which for me is really good because my nails grow really fast. I usually have to go like every 1 to 1.5 weeks if I want to keep it looking really nice if I go actually to the salon. So this is a really nice alternative, especially now since we can't go to the salon and you can order it online. It's just ROSSI, and they have tons of different colors and options. And my last beauty-esque favorite is these Olly, Olly gummies. So I shared on my Instagram stories a while back about how I was using the sleep gummies. I've become obsessed with Olly gummies. This is my multivitamin. I also have a pro and prebiotic, and then I still use the sleep gummies. So I love these because I'm getting my vitamins in without having to swallow like a massive pill. They don't taste horrible. Now this one, it smells kind of weird, probably because of the folic acid that's in it, but it doesn't taste weird. It just kind of smells. But that's very common with women's multivitamins that I've experienced, and the probiotic prebiotic one tastes delicious. It's so good. So I definitely recommend these gummies for whatever you need. They have a bunch of different ones. Like I said, I use the women's multivitamin, the probiotic, the prebiotic, and the sleep gummies. My next favorite is a new favorite with this whole work from home thing, and it is a mouse pad. So when I am working on my computer, I like to use a mouse, but where I work in my house on my kitchen island, the mouse doesn't work very well on the island itself. So I ended up getting this off of Amazon. It is a custom mouse pad. I just put Miss Cruz's Classroom Creations on it in my colors, black, red, and I love it. It was super cheap. It came very quickly. As you can see, it's personalized, and it makes working from home so much easier because before I was using like papers and all sorts of things to try and make the mouse work really well, because at work I didn't need a mouse pad. It just worked perfectly fine. While at home I needed the mouse pad. So I found this and I really like it. And if you're working from home and don't have a mouse pad, I definitely recommend this, especially because you can personalize it. It's really quick to come in and I just love it. And my last favorite is an iPad pillow. So my mom actually got this for me because I don't have a TV in my bedroom, but sometimes I like to just lounge around in bed watching TV. So I use my iPad. I don't have cable, so I just watch like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime. And so she got me this pillow to rest my iPad on while I'm in bed so I don't have to hold it. And it's got two different sides, so one that holds straight up and down, and one that holds it more at an angle, so you can use it however you need it. And I've actually been using it with this whole work from home situation because I'm sitting at my kitchen island to do my work, and my TV is back behind this spot right there, so I can't see it when I'm working here. So I'll just rest my iPad on the pillow, stick it over on the island, throw on a TV show that I've watched a million times so I don't actually have to pay attention. It's more just like background noise, and I don't have to worry about my iPad falling over or anything like that. So that was my Favorite Things Life Edition. I hope you guys enjoyed all of those and check them out, and I will see you next episode.
Thanks so much for watching this episode, guys. Don't forget to click subscribe so you can stay up to date on my cappuccinos and curriculum series.